First of all, I highly recommend that you use a general sketch and wash pencil. Sorry, you can't see mine very good because I got paint all over it. I love these because you can do your drawings on your head, paint your head, and when you're all done, you just take a damp rag or a damp paper towel and just wipe over your head. Pencil marks are gone. If you try to do that on a regular pencil, it's going to be a little difficult. Hey, Jamie. Um, Masarena. I think that's how you pronounce it. Hi. Um, Paulette. Hi. Okay. So you're going to want to have your general sketch and wash pencil. You can get these craft stores. You can go online, get a pack. Highly recommend them. So for this eye, I'm going to do the spider, but I'm also going to do the eyeball itself so that you can, do your other side. This is a little messed up. I used eyeshadow. One thing you need to know, I love using eyeshadow because it blends really good. However, if it gets wet at all, or if the head's damp, if you tried to wipe something, it's gonna not go on well. So just make sure it's very dry before you use your shadow. I already put some triple thick on the eyebrows just to make sure they're sealed. I also triple thicked this eye just to make sure it's nicely sealed. Hi, Victoria. Oh, I know, Candy. Terry messaged me and told me that she's in Facebook jail. So, hi, Terry, if you're here. I know you can't comment. All right, so let's just get started. Okay, so you're going to want to have a styrofoam head. Pick one up at any craft store. I buy mine at Michael's. Hobby Lobby has the longer neck heads, thinner, and they're smaller, but they work just fine. You can get them also at Sally's. They're all over the place. Walmart has them. I do not recommend you guys buying them by the mail because you're taking a chance of the head coming in damaged. It's very common. They don't package the heads very good at any of the places. I definitely would not buy like on Wish because it's coming from too far. You're going to have a disaster. Your heads will be ruined. You're going to want to prep it. I do have tutorials on my shop, creepyholidaystuff.com, that will give you all the tips and tricks I use to getting a nice smooth surface. And then you're going to have your base paint. This base paint actually happens to be Deco Art Americana Natural Beige. For anybody that likes this color. Hi, Jamie. Okay, so now we're ready. Head, you're going to have and just go ahead, draw your bottom line where that indent is. Now I don't want her eyes huge. I want the spider to be the focus point. So I'm going to go up. It bubbles out like an eyelid and ends about right here. So I'm going to go up about 3/4 of the way. About 3/4 of the way. And just come around and meet it. You're going to want to look at both your eyes and do your best to get them even. It's not always easy, even though, it has the indents there and markings for the eyelid. It's not always perfect, so you kind of just have to eyeball it. Come around and right here in the tear duct area, just a little curve, just like that. Okay? Hi, Jen. Thank you, Jen. Thank you. This is actually a tip in my group that we do. I had a little extra time, so I went ahead and dealt with this. Okay, so there we have it. So I'm going to look at my head, and it looks pretty close. It's a little hard for me to tell because I already got the lashes on this one. So I'm hoping that that's pretty even. I'm not super worried because it's going to have a spider on there that's going to take a lot of the focal point is going to be looking at the spider. So now you're going to draw a circle for the eye, and you want the top of the eye and the bottom of the eyeball to be covered by the lid. Okay, so don't draw a circle in the middle of the eye. Make sure that part of it's hiding there underneath the eyelids. And again, you have to look at both your eyes to try to make sure you have it as even as possible. This one looks a little higher, and that's because that eyelash is on there, so it's a little bit deceiving, okay? Gary, hi Gary, I haven't talked to you in so long. Hi Rose. I haven't been live since, what was it? When was it? It's been over a month. I had a rough time. I lost my pooch, my Poe. She passed away November 16th, and it really put me in a very sad. It hit me so hard, and I kind of just didn't do much but post. I did my heads for my group, of course, because I stick to the schedule, but it was horrible. And so I finally took some my work. Just pop it right there, center. Look at how that face you and make it going in different directions for this head. We want her looking straight at you. How's your friend Norma? Are you asking about Norma, Gary? Oh, thank you, Jamie. It was sad. It was very sad. Norma is doing fabulous. She's in the process of getting her coronavirus vaccine. She's already had the first one, so she doesn't want any contact. She wants to get that second shot, which she's getting Monday, I believe. So she's being safe, and because if you get the virus while you're waiting to do the second shot, then you can't get it. Okay, so I'm going to take a liner brush. I'm going to go ahead and take a 0. You can use a 0 and some black paint, and we're going to outline that eyeball. You can use Deco Art Americana Lamp, which is black. Thank you, Jen. Yeah, I hope to start getting back in my schedule of doing more heads and stuff. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and outline the eye. I really hope that it's the same size. But if it's not, don't worry. You know, you can correct anything when you're painting. Norma, yeah, Gary, Norma is doing great. She's doing really good. She's still working, staying busy, and it's been a little rough on her. She's been a little sad. She's few people that she knows has passed away from this virus, and she works at the hospital, so she sees it firsthand. So it's been rough for her, but she's doing okay. Okay, so I'm just kind of looking back and forth, make sure it's rather close. Try to make sure your liner is nice. If it's frayed, you're going to have some trouble. If you go out of the lines and make a mess, don't worry, it can all be corrected. Yay, thank you, Candy. This is so relaxing. Glad it's relaxing for you. For any of you that didn't hear, I'm doing 6 days of styrofoam head art, so starting today and every day for 6 days. You can look on my page. I did a post just yesterday, and I have the schedule of each day and the time and what eye design I'll be doing. So I'd love for you guys to join me, and if for anybody that wants to do this, it's a little short tutorial of some cool heads. So I'm just outlining my eyeball. I want to have the eye done before I start working on the spider. At first I was going to do the eye, but I'm like, well, what if somebody's not sure how to do the eye and they want to make a spider and they need help with the eye? So I decided to do the whole eye for you. Okay, see, this is kind of frayed. It's not pointing as much as I want. So I'm going to take my which is a size 20 or 10, sorry. It's nice and tiny. See how little that is? This is great, especially for doing lines in the eye. Just want to kind of fix this. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to take a number 2 round. Looks like that. And oh, I'm sorry, Gary. Sorry to hear that. To share. Absolutely, Rose. Please share, please. Okay, now I'm going to take my white, just regular Deco or Americana white. You don't have to use Deco Art Americana. Any brand, you know, Craft Smart, Ceramico, Folk Art, whatever you want. As long as it's acrylic paint. And I'm just going to get the white. I'm not worried about going into the line, all that, with my touch-ups. I just want to make sure I get that white in there. Same thing on this side. Okay. Alright. Here we have the white of the eye. Now for her eye color, I'm not doing exactly the picture. Did it more of a green. So the green I used is Holly Green, Deco Art Americana. You can use any or any color you want, actually, blue, brown. And the way I'm going to show you how to do the eye, you could do it with any color. Okay, so if you want blue eyes, you do blue, brown, whatever you want. Going to start again with my number 2 round. And I'm going to get my first coat of the green in here. Again, don't worry if you're all messy and you're in the lines, because you can fix all of it. Okay, and again, I'm going to look at both eyes and see if I'm even. So I see my flaws already. The eye looks too big, so I'm going to come and make it a little bit more almond shaped. And I'm not worried about thicker line because she's going to have an eyebrow there. Look again. That looks a lot better. Okay, so now I'm going to come around with my petite. You can use a liner also, the number 0. Oh, thank you, Gary. Okay. So you could also use blending gel for what we're going to do, because we're going to create the shadow and the white of the eye. Nobody's eyes are spotless white, right? So we're going to come around with our liner around the iris. Going to grab my number 2 again. Get some of the white so it's wet. And then I'm just going to pull back into it, just like this. Let me see if I can get just a little. Just so you can kind of see what I'm doing better. Okay, so again, you can use blending gel. That'll help because acrylic paint dries super fast. The blending gel helps it stay nice and wet, and you could keep going, keep blending till you get the color you want. And I'm just going to get that black and white off. Start fresh with a little more white. Wipe off the excess and just kind of blend that black into it. Wipe off any excess. Okay, and you don't want it super heavy, you just want it lightly blending in. Heavy. Does it look like a second grader to the just practice, Rose, just practice. It's all it takes, just practice. The more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get. And you'll start finding it easiest for you. This is a pretty simpler way. There's not a lot of detail in it. I'm just going to do the outline again. Kind of messed up on it, but that's okay. Wipe off the excess and then pull that black. Just make sure you blend it into the white because you don't want that line just to look like a, you know, it won't look blended. The lines, we're going to touch all that up later. Okay, so that part is done. But I throw things. You have a temper, huh? Came in too late. When did you use eyebrows? Nora, this is a special little trick that we do in group. In my group, Creepy Corner. I would show you guys how I do it, but I have some group ladies in here and they'll be like, hey, that was our group little trick. But I tell you, you can use, to get the same effect, you can use this little petite. This is a petite spotter and it's a size 10 and you can use this to get that also. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in. And if you have any questions, Nora, or anything, just let me know. The base paint, this is the natural beige, or sorry, did I say natural beige? This is warm beige. I think I told everybody natural beige in the beginning. This is warm beige, Decor Americana warm beige. Okay, so let's start working on the eye. Again, I'm using the Holly Green, Decor Americana Holly Green. And I'm just going to put another coat in here. So it's nice and wet. Take a spotter or your liner and we're going to come around, outline the iris again. Again, you can use blending gel. Blending gel by Folk Art. That'll help you be able to blend your eyes if you want to use it. I'm going to go back to my number 2 and I'm just going to pull in this black into Holly Green. See, if you wait too long and you're not using blending gel, it dries. Blending gel. Okay, so I gotta fix this too. So we're just gonna come around because we want the outside ring of the iris to be darker. Okay. We'll adjust that pupil. It's not centered correctly, but don't worry about it right now. Take some white, just go around like it's a sun. In between the pupil and the outline. Do that first, okay? With the same brush or your liner, whatever you want. I don't really like to use a liner too much because it's skinny, tiny, and it leaves a lot of ridges. Take my holly green over by the outline, just kind of come around again, like so. And I'm talking about little touches of paint. See how very little I have there? We're using very little when we're doing this, because a little bit will go a very long way. And you don't, I mean, if you put too much of one color, don't stress. Rose, don't throw anything. You just relax, go back, and redo again. It can always be fixed. Okay. Now, I have the highlight in this area. So it's like the lighting coming this way. So I'm going to do a little extra white here. Wipe off the excess. Just kind of blend it in. Now let me touch up that pupil. Again, make sure you look at your eye straight on and get that pupil to where she's looking at you. I made that one a little bit too big, so I have to fix it. So I'm just going to come in and add some more green because I want that pupil to match this one. And I need to scoot it over a little bit, like this. Look at your eye straight on. Looks okay. I think the color's pretty close. I'm going to add just a little bit of green here with my spotter around this edge. Just kind of blend it in so it looks better. I think I have to get better brushes. You know, Rose, a multi-pack will work and everything, but I agree. Better brushes with it because you're going to constantly be changing your brushes if, you know. I go through the liners so much and I try to get a little better quality. But I tell you what, another thing too, here's a little tip. A lot of people, like, if you forget to put your brush in your water and to clean it and you just leave it laying there and you come back and it's all stiff and hard and you're like, oh my God. That's happened to me before. You know what I do? I don't know if this is not recommended, but I do it anyway and it works fine for me and I've had no trouble. But because you can buy cleaners at the store for your paintbrushes, but I just take it and I wash it in some cool water with some dish Dawn soap. Your brush is as good as new. Good as new. I'm just kind of going over my outline because I lost it when I was doing the. Okay. Okay, I think it's kind of close. I'm going to go down a little lower on this eye. Okay, so for the tear duct, oh yeah, you should, Rose, just you know, Michael's, Joann's, just go and grab you some like 2 or 3 rounds and some liners. And Nora, she came in late, so she didn't hear this. Are you still here, Nora? If you are, I highly recommend, sorry, paint all over it. Highly recommend General's Sketch and Wash. The Sketch and Wash pencils, you do your heads, pencil off. So easy. After you're done painting, just, you know, go through and wipe it off. If you use regular pencil, it does not happen as easy. So I'm just going to take a dab of my Tuscan red. You can use any red, or if you have a pink color, and using a little white here just to get a pink tone, just right here in this corner. And sometimes I'll kind of drag it down here by the water line. Get some white. Kind of blend it in. I don't do a lot of work on that tear duct because I'm not that good at it. I guess if I had, you know, if I wanted to sit and just kind of, I could get it here, but I just get a little pinkness there. Just so you can tell that's tear duct. Good enough. You can't really on the camera, but I could see it here. Add a little white right there. Okay. Dang it. That red is coming off on my white. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick touch up on the liner. I'm going to use my spotter just to touch up right here. If your line's too thick, you could always go in with your base paint to do touch-ups. This eye. This eye is a little further than that one, so I'm a little disappointed, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. You're welcome, Norma. Alright. So let me cover these paints. I'll leave the black. I'm going to shake it. So I'm going to do some quick eyeshadow on this head because I need it underneath the. I'm not even going to worry about wiping off that pencil because the shadows are going to hide it. So you can use any eyeshadow palette you have. Any eyeshadow palette. I happen to be using my Jeffree Star. So I'm going to take the black and I have this makeup brush. See how it's thin, kind of short and wide. I'm going to run it right underneath the eye. You get a lot better pigment with higher quality eyeshadow than you would a cheaper one. But I have this one that's super cheap that I just love and I use it all the time. It's just this one I wanted the really dark black pigment around the eye. So I get it with this Jeffree Star. I'm just going all around it. And just blow, blow on it to get rid of your fallout. Okay. Fluffier brush. This one, it's just a little fluffier. And I'm going to be using, it's called RIP. It's a really dark gray. I kind of actually wish I did the brown like the picture after the fact, but I didn't, so. And I'm just there. See how you get some nice dark pigment with this palette. Remember, if your head is damp, it's going to look horrible. It's just going to leave spotting and everything. Got to make sure it's fully dry. If you have a lot of indents in there, pitting, it's going to kind of pile up in those pitted areas, so gotta be careful there too. I'm going to take just my little paintbrush. This is a 2 that's kind of frayed, and I'm going to get some white. You can't see it really good, but it just kind of blend in some white here. Constantly blowing on it. Okay. That side I did a little too dark. You can bring your liner up. Okay. I'm not worried about doing too much because we're going to okay. Dang it, the other eye's darker. Hold on. Add some more black here. Okay, good enough, good enough. Okay, so now, let's do this. I'm gonna kind of blend this. Wet rag, you know, like where it's blotchy, just wipe it right off. I went a little too far there right now. I'll worry about that later. Okay, so we're gonna take our pencil, our Sketch and Wash. Okay, so lashes on also. We paint the spider. Hold on. I have eyeshadow fingers, so it's getting where I don't want it. Okay. I'm just gonna wipe with a wipe here. So if you got eyeshadow, it's just gonna get all over your head. Thank you, Gary. Okay. All right, let's start on this eyeball. Okay, so I'm going to start the inside. Do the base of the design, and then we'll go back when we're painting. We'll add make it look more like legs, but we just want to get our legs in there drawn first. So we're going to start here and a curve, and then come down and bring the leg inward by the nose. Okay. Next one, I'm going to come outward, curve by the cheekbone, come down like that. This one's coming out also, come around, and then we'll just kind of go straight down. Okay. This corner one, we're going to bring it more upward and then start to curve down, but still the leg's going to outward. Okay. This one, we're going to go right past the tip of that eyebrow. We're going to come out right at the tip, bring it upward. Try to pay attention so that it matches the other legs. You can always add to it when you're painting. This one is going to come up and then it's going to do a curve. Okay. This one we're going to be a little more angled that way. Come up. Then we're going to bend that leg and point it towards that one. This I think I'm going to make it come out more. And then this inside, we're going to come up. Actually, this comes up and then it comes right there in front of her eyebrow. Then we're going to make it curve. This one I think should be a little bit longer. There, so we have the base of the spider. This one I probably should have went out more, but it should be okay. So let's take our spotter. You can use your liner. Have a liner or a spotter. And we're going to start with the black. Norma! Say hi to Norma, everybody. She just popped in. They were asking about you, Norma. For anybody that doesn't know, Norma is my sidekick. She's usually here helping, reading the comments, prepping my heads for me. She spoils me. She's my best friend since we were first grade. Like 48, 49 years. I'm going to go ahead and do, paint it first in black. So we're just going to come Just do what we just did in the pencil. Try to stay on the tips if you can. Don't worry about these lines showing where you start. So now, I'm going to work on these bottom ones. We're going to make this bottom leg thicker, top, kind of curve it outward. Like that. Stay skinny there. Then we're going to make this a little bit thicker right there. And your thickness will depend on how, big a legs you want your spider to have. So let's kind of curve this part out. You know what I want to do too, right here, like where it curves. Let's go ahead and just do a little, I don't know what it is, but spiders have them, if it's hair or what. It kind of sticks out there, okay? So this one, then we'll kind of curve it there. And just a little bit here. Okay. So this one, we're gonna curve right where it bends. We're gonna do a little curve. A little bit here. And let's bring that little point out right there. If your point is not pointy, like that one didn't turn out pointy, I'll use my base paint and just kind of touch it up to give it more of a pointed look. Bring this down. Okay, this one, this is too thick. That one I did a little too thick, but I'm going to leave it. Go ahead and bring out a little hair or whatever that is right here. Okay. Now what's really important to make your spider look a little more spidery is to highlight. So before we go to the top, let's do that. Okay. to take some white and let's go ahead and put a little bit right there and a little here and right at the tip. Okay, same thing here. Don't go too heavy, okay? Right at the tip. It's even okay how if it mixes with the black a little and has a gray tint, that's fine. Turn right at the tip. See that how that one is pretty heavy and it kind of stands out a lot. Kind of go over it. Next thing that we're going to do is, let me see if I got a, 1 second. Need the right brush for this so I can show you. Okay. You could use a make brush or a paintbrush. This isn't. Get your black eyeshadow and you're gonna kind of just do shadow. Okay, so for example, this leg, we get a little bit of the black. I don't know if I have enough. I'm gonna try it first, and I'm just gonna kind of go with it, and then come down. And flow on it so that you don't have the, you just only want it there. Come down and then have it meet the tip of that. Okay, you see how you got the shadow now? Now also, I recommend you wipe off pencil, any pencil. With the eyeshadow, you're not going to be able to go back in there and wipe off your pencil. Okay, so we're just going to follow. More. I just dab it on my hand to get rid of the extra. Just gonna follow. And you have to make sure that you meet at the tip. That's what gives it that shadow look. Okay. Now you might be wondering, oh, well, that's just going to smear off. No, it's not, because we're going to seal it, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to seal it with when we're done. Okay, so sorry, I see pencil here. Now if it's wet in the area you're going to do the shadow, let it dry first because it'll mess up. more. Get enough. Okay, set that aside and let's move to the top. Take my petite spotter, turn your head upside down, watch where you put your pinky so you don't smear anything. Outline with our paint what we drew. I just realized you can't. Sorry. Remember to make the tips pointy. Kind of lift your brush upward so that you get more of a little point. If you guys have it, I would really appreciate it if you would share or tag your friends. Maybe somebody that's interested in doing some art, you know, or styrofoam head art, or just drawing in general. So spread the love, please. Okay, so there we have. Thank you guys. Again, I'm doing 6 days of styrofoam head art. So today's the first day. If you look on a post just a couple of days ago, you'll see the schedule of what eye art I'll be doing every day for 6 days. And the times, there's different times. I'm just getting rid of my pencil. I don't want to do it too hard because even though it looks dry already, might be a little wet. So let's do, let me turn him this way. Let's do this one. We're going to kind of curve outward here. And maybe another one right there. Thank you for sharing, Candy. I appreciate it. Okay. So we're going to make this turn kind of curvy, like a knee or something, whatever you call a spider's knee, elbow, whatever it is, I don't know. Gonna make this a little poofy there. It's gonna come just a little bit thicker here. Okay, this one we're gonna do our curve underneath. I'm gonna turn it over. Thank you, Jamie, for sharing. Thank you so much. I would tell you what head was tomorrow, but I can't even remember on the schedule. I'll have to look myself on my post I did. This curve right here. I have a Valentine's head ordered that I got to take care of too today. Get that done. And I'm going to make it a little thick there. Okay. This one, I'm going to thicken this area. Thank you, Cindy, for sharing. And Sheila, thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. Okay. Let's just do a little bubble there. And you can just thicken it up a little there. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and add our highlight. So get our white. Too much. Let's add some white around that turn, and then oh, I forgot to put. If you don't see me do that after a highlight, remind me, please. Gotta add those little hair thingies. Add just a little line here. Just a little line there. The white really helps it look more spidery. Gonna add just a curve right by that elbow knee thing, and there. A little bit here. And if your white kind of smears and not a nice line, that's fine. It looks good that way. So a little here. Okay. There's a, okay, so I'm gonna do the leg. I mean the little hair thingies. I'm assuming that's what it is. Just gives that little extra. Look, I think I'll put one right there. One right here. One that way. Nice. Looks pretty groovy, huh? Okay, so now we're gonna do for the top layer. So again, you can use your 2 or 3. I'm using that's a 4, I don't know. Is that the one I was using? I thought I was using a 3. Oh, I am using a 3. Never mind. It's a 3. 2 might be a little better, but I'm going to use a 3. Freezing up. She's going to watch 3. Oh, okay. Thank you, Annabelle. Oh, I know that I was going to show you guys. We do some gradient lips. Okay, so remember, tap the little extra. And we already have eyeshadow, but we're still going to come and we're just going to follow along the leg and meet right at the tip. If you go a little extra heavy right here. And for anybody interested in styrofoam head art, my group, it's Creepy Corner. I have a few group ladies in here right now, and it's $15 a month. You can cancel anytime. When you first join, you have access to a lot of videos, tutorials, and lives. And I was going to start, well, I did it for a couple months, to where when you join, that's when your videos start, but I don't know, it's just a pain to pull the videos out. So as of December, I just been leaving them in there. You have access to tons of other tutorials and group lives, but now you also have access to our past months. So it's a lot of fun. If you're interested, I have a pinned post with all on joining. I'd love for you guys to check it out. We have an awesome group of women and a wonderful gentleman in there. Everybody's share ideas and share creation also. And I do every weekend there is a pre-recorded tutorial for you, and once a month there's a group live tutorial from a poll pick that the members choose themselves, and we also have monthly giveaway. Okay, now you see this leg is pointing that way. Okay, it's not going that way, so I'm gonna have the shadow on this side. Okay, so right there on the point, I'm just gonna kind of follow it, come down. Again, I'm going dark. The eyeshadow is so that you can see it. I already put a seal on the eyebrows, so it's not covering into the eyebrow. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so this leg is going this way, so we're just meet right there, like that. Oh, you guys, it keeps freezing. That sucks. Sorry about that. I don't know why that's happening. Thank you, Paulette. You're very welcome. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of bring our shadow here. So there's the shadowing. I feel like I'm super close. Okay. Thank you. I think it's Skura. Joanne, thank you so much. If it freezes on you, yeah, you guys go out and back in. Okay. So let's go ahead and do the lips. Is it keep happening over and over and over? Is it interfering, I mean, to the, you know, or is it a couple times every so often, or sucks? Being that it's happening to everybody, it's probably something on my end, I guess. Just for a second at a time, not real bad. Huh. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some lips. I'm actually gonna do, let's see. Let me outline them. Let me get those lips outlined. Yes, but real fast. Denise says not bad. Okay. Ding. Ding. So let's start with I'm gonna use my zero outliner and just gonna outline. So okay, I didn't show you if anybody wants to know. So when you're doing the lips, the good idea is look at the tip of the nose, come down. You can actually put a little line straight down. So okay, now you know that's your center point of your lips, right? So on your center, your arches, however you want to make the lips, you can go high arch, skinny arch, full lips, thin lips. I always like to do a little curve here in the top part of the lip, come up a little bit, and then go down again to help them make a little full. Then the way the lips curve down, you just go ahead and do your bottom lip. Now you want to look at it because these heads are slanted a little bit to the side. So look at it and make sure that your corners are even and not like sideways. Yes, I'm going to put eyelashes on there. I do the lips so I can show you how you really have to pay attention to your lashes when you're gluing them because they will slip and slide. I just use a firm brush. Let me get some lashes here. Which one did I even use? This one. I gotta get some more. I get my lashes from Wish and it takes months. But then again, Candy told me they're coming quicker now. So I put some in my cart. I'm gonna have to purchase them. And I just put some, using right here on the lash. I will tell you, yeah, I'm not doing it because I'm doing a live, but I highly recommend before you do your lashes to spray your head. You don't have to, but I recommend it. I also recommend putting your triple thick on your eyeball first, but I'm going to do it kind of backwards. I totally forgot to highlight the eyeball. Group ladies, you guys didn't catch that. You didn't warn me. Highlight your eyeball. Pop it right on there. And I like to put a little bit of the tacky glue on the head itself because it helps me get a nice attachment. Sometimes when you throw too many hearts, it will start freezing. Throw too many hearts. Oh, I didn't know that. That's good to know. Has anybody given me any hearts? I saw any. I'm going to use bottom lashes. I normally like to use the big full lashes on the bottom too, but I didn't want anything to take away. So if I use big lashes over here, I got to use them over there. So I chose not to. These are bottom lashes. You can get these at Wish as well. Honestly, I haven't seen these in the stores. I'm sure they're there, but they're not as common as My husband. Hi, Ron. What are you doing online? Where are you? Are you here? Did you just pull up? He must have just pulled up from work. Buddy, the person that says Ron Bright. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue there. Now it's super important you watch these lashes. Don't put tons of glue on them because the more glue you put, they'll just slide. And I tell you what, if you let them dry in a bad way, like all bent and stuff, when it comes time to try to repair it, you're going to have to remove the lash and you're going to end up taking paint off with it. So to solve that problem, just keep your eye on the lash and every so often adjust it. If you see it sliding, you don't want to stand it up to dry because the lashes are going to fall. I'm everywhere, love. You're silly, Ron. So I just watch it. Okay? So that dry, and then after I'm done with the lips, I'm going to put triple thick on her eyeball, but let me highlight it really. Wow, lashes are awesome. Yeah, Jen, they are really, really nice, and they actually come in different styles, but all small. This one, these are all the same, but I have some. I think Candy had sent me some that had, but they're all short. Perfect for the under the eye. So for the highlight, use a little outliner or something. Bobby, there's my brother. Robert, he's my brother. For the highlight on the eyeball, picture the eyeball as a clock. I always tell the group, ladies, picture the eyeball as a clock. Between 10 and 11, you're going to just do, you could do a dot, but I want to kind of drag it. So I'm going to start with a dot and kind of zigzag and then just drag. Again, this is a clock. So between 4 and 5, I'm going to put a little dot there. And look at that. She's got a shadow. Now you could add a little extra highlight if you want, but I don't want it because this eye looks a little darker than this one already. So I actually might go in and add a few highlight on this eye. Even though it's triple thick, I can come in and add a few lines. And this brush is amazing because it lines. I'm going to take my number 2, dry, dabbed in water, clean, and just kind of go over it to lighten it up a little bit. This one is super light, but then again, it could be because she has a spider. I don't know. But I don't know. I'll work on that later to balance out the color. This one is too white. Let's get to while that's drying, we're gonna get to the lips. And don't forget, keep your eye on the eyelashes and adjust it as needed, okay? Let me just use a liner. I'm going to use a 0. Okay, so I'm going to, let's see, what kind of, start with a black outline. Definitely want this right here. You can see it better. Lips also, if it doesn't look good, the shape don't look right, you could always correct it easily too, while you're painting them. So we're just going to outline. Look and see if it looks pretty. put all kinds of effort into blending it. Wow, they don't look even. So, like I can see that looks stupid. It's not even. Pretty close. Okay, so now I'm going to take blending gel. Oh, I don't need that much. That way too much came off. You know what? Before I put the blending gel, I'm just going to do a quick coat of white, just to get that white in there. I know it looks really gross right now, but it won't. Okay, I know it looks silly, but you'll see. You'll see what I'm doing. Okay, clean your brush. Then you're going to dab it in the blending gel. Get it in there good. Don't leave no clumps. Just get it all in those bristles. On back with a little bit of the black. And I really want to keep this line, but it'll be blended. We don't want to lose it, so. Okay. Gel. I had to get rid of the black. There's a lot of black on my brush. Come into the white and just going to start blending it in there. Wipe off the excess. Take that black. Some more white. Always wipe off the excess before you come back in. It's on my lap, okay, and I'm just wiping. And then I come back. Grab some black because I do want it, the gradient where it's darker on the outline, and oh, the hair. That's why it's important to use your blending gel. Get rid of excess. You can add a little more blending gel if you don't feel like it's blending well. Your goal is to keep this part light and the outside dark. And that line dark. Now I'm going to wet my brush and get off all the color. Dab it. Just kind of. Oh. Take black. This is a little more time consuming, but you'll be happy with the ending result. I'm gonna have to switch to the top because I'm gonna have to let this dry a little bit. Let that dry for a second. Get a drink. Hold on. Eyelash. Looks good. You can see what I'm doing. Sorry, I know that this can be boring. look we're going for. Get some more blending gel if it starts to dry on you. Whoa, and if you go out there, use your base paint as a touch-up, which I'm going to have to do because I did it. I'm not going to spend too much more time on these lips because sometimes it takes me quite a while to get the look I'm going for, to get the gradient. I don't want you guys to have to sit here and watch me just blend lips. I know that can be totally boring. Let me just try to correct some of this here. Alright, I need to I didn't bring my base paint. So my base paint, I will have to go in right here. You see how I went out of the line? So I'll just go ahead and paint. I have it in the other room. And I have to fix her shape. Hold on. I gotta get that. It's driving me nuts. I gotta get that base paint. Don't like the lava. Okay, so this is the color that I used for the head. It is Deco Art Americana Warm Beige. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so basically I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna spend any more time on the lips. I'm just gonna correct this little mess up I did, and then I'm gonna triple thick her eyeball. And
how come you never park my truck straight?
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna move it so I can take the garbage can back.
Sorry.
You better be. Where are my keys?
I'm live right now. Hold on. I'm gonna triple thick her eyeball. I'm gonna work on her lips more outside of my live, so you're not stuck watching that. So again, don't forget, tomorrow is day number 2 of Styrofoam head art, eye art. I'm doing 6 days of eye art. And if you want to see the schedule, to see the time, be done, just go to my page and scroll through yesterday's posts, and you will see the schedule. Thank you, Jamie. Okay, so I'm gonna put some triple thick. Also, the head needs to be sprayed. Let me tell you. Okay, you can use Krylon, you can use Mod Podge High Sheen. Thank you, Norma. Where was I? I forgot which craft store I was at. I was in a rush. They didn't have my Mod Podge High Sheen, and I grabbed this. Eileen finish works super great. Always do it outside. These things smell so strong. Krylon is the worst. It smells way strong. I prefer the Mod Podge, but they didn't have it. So I've used this on a couple things. This isn't a high gloss finish. You can also use Duraclear wherever you used eyeshadow. Well, you can, but you got to dab it. I've smeared makeup. I'm going to put the triple thick on her eyeballs. I also use triple thick on the lips, but I'm not going to do it right now because I have to correct. You can still spray your head even though you triple thicked it, and vice versa. You could do it after you triple thick. It's okay. It's not gonna, I've had no trouble. Okay, so I prefer a flat brush, but it's dirty. Squares flat brush. I'm just going to use a small one just for the fact that I have totally dry. Normally you let stuff dry before you continue on, but I just want to show you how it looks. Also the Mod Podge, don't put too much. I mean triple thick, don't put too much because it will drip. If it drips to the head, it's going to mess up. It'll leave like a stain. You won't like it. Your only way to correct that is just to make sure you spray it or use a high gloss to try to blend in that stain of triple thick. Okay, so there she is, everybody. Also you could get a little fancy, you know, depending on what you want to do with the head. You might want to put it in a wreath, you might want to put a wig on it, you might want to paint hair on it, whatever you want to do. You could get some felt and you could give her a high top collar, you know, like a vampire. You could do a boa, you know, just whatever. Fine. Let's see. Thank you, Sheila. Yeah, the shadowing makes a big difference. Now, this area where I told you eyebrows, so the eyeshadow wouldn't go on there very well. I could sit there and just kind of fool with it and really get that eyeshadow on there, or I can take a paintbrush, put it in the black paint, put it in water, dab it to where it's, you know, watery black, but not enough to run. You do not want it to run. It'll totally ruin your work, and you can fill that in. I don't want to take a chance because I don't want my eyeshadow getting screwed up. So there it is. So for any of you that are going to come check me out tomorrow, again, look at the schedule. I don't even know what time it was for. Actually, no, I can tell you right now if anybody wants to know. I'll just look on my phone, tell you what design is tomorrow. Let's see. So hot in here. Okay, so tomorrow is scheduled, tomorrow's the 8th, Friday, 1 p.m. We're actually going to be doing the sunflower eye. So, you can't even see this, can you? Just go to my page and look for that schedule in my post. So, sunflower eyeball tomorrow. All right, everybody, thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. Hope to see you tomorrow. See you guys later.